everyone, and welcome to American Scotch's Prematch. Liverpool taking on Everton. The lineups are out. Serzi is here. John is here. I'm your host, Timuchin, as always, and we're going to get started over here. We should have some other people coming in and going out as we get towards the game. Lineup is out, gentlemen. I went to bed too late. Man, I should have not stayed up so late looking Mo over here. I don't know why this picture, we talked about this before. I don't know how they got on with this one, but he literally just looks like, oh man, I should have gone to bed earlier. But John, I mean, what do you think? I think we expected the defense to be like this, right? But especially the midfield is probably the biggest talking point. I think this front line even goes out the door when Jota being injured. But what do you make of that midfield?
First of all, before I start, I just got to ask Serzi, are those medications are those antidepressants or are those for heart medications?
Because no, my BP. I showed my BP on Discord. It's like 220 over something. Look, seriously.
Oh, jeez.
Fucking meds.
What the hell are those? Oh, for your that's right. That's right.
Yeah, I recall. Yeah, jeez,
I got shingles, blood pressure. Like, it's gonna kill me.
I probably need something like that. He does look sad. He just looks tired. Is what he looks like.
Yeah.
Okay. Side likes it. I knew. Yeah, I was like, what? Jones is there.
We almost had him.
Henderson was back in the training ground this week.
Yeah.
Brian, welcome aboard, sir. Okay, John, let's go back. Midfield.
See, you were saying that there was a little bit of element of it being unexpected. I actually expected it to be a bit like this, considering he rested McAllister and Szoboszlai against Fulham and started Elliott. So that was, under the assumption, I would think, of starting McAllister at the 6, because let's be real, like, as good as Endo's been this year, he kind of looks like he's running out of gas to end the year. And listen, against Everton, we're going to be possibly facing a low block here. They'd take that draw and run with it. So McAllister at the 6 kind of dictating things there. Jones for the balance and Szoboszlai, to be a bit more direct. I'm actually pretty for it. My first impression from this lineup is that there's going to be so much pressure on our attacking players right now because we don't have our best attacking player over the last few games in Gakpo, obviously off the bench, and our best finisher in Jota obviously is out injured. So there's going to be a lot of pressure on, Nunez, Salah, and Diaz to get things done early. Probably need an early goal here because if we leave this late, I don't think we're getting a good result, honestly.
Serzi, how do you like this lineup over here? I mean, I personally thought about this. I mentioned it. Endo played the whole game, and then I figured, we know Sean Dyche is going to park the bus, so having Mac at that 6 as a additional creative force helps the cause. But how do you like it? Are there any concerns when you look at the starting 11?
Just Szoboszlai, I don't understand why Elliott's not playing. I've given up trying to figure it out. I don't even think I'm going to make half time. But, yeah. Jones, I think Jones will have a big game. Gakpo, obviously, he's having a kid. Like, he could have waited another 3 months before he had that. I don't know.
I can imagine telling his wife, like, we're doing this now? Like, we're doing this now, seriously.
I could have planned it better, birth control, like, seriously. Like, plan it and dots. But why, like, last 5 games of the season? Seriously?
Brian, apparently Serzi is not too thrilled with this. How do you like the starting 11?
I'm a bang into the idea of just Serzi sending Gakpo condoms every season until it happens. Stop having sexy time. You know what I mean? Like, what can you do, Serzi, fella? But I
know Nunes doesn't use them because he can't shoot.
Hey, too easy.
I had a feeling we'd go there.
I
know, right? It was just low.
The Gakpo one's unlucky, isn't it? Like, let's get it right. It's just is what it is. It's just unlucky. But I don't like the team, to be honest. I don't like the Szoboszlai. I think you should capitalise on Gravenberch. You had a pretty good game against Fulham, and capitalise and start him again for the guys woefully out of form in Szoboszlai. So I don't like that. I don't mind Jones thing because I do think there's an element of a local lad playing in derbies to actually understand the pace of the game and understand what the game means. I do think that is a thing in all derbies, by the way, not just Liverpool. I do think that's a derbies around the world. So yeah, so I'm not a big fan of that, but it's a weird one, man, because, again, and I get the point of what John's saying, like there's not much options off the bench, but it is still Everton, and Everton will always try and out-Everton themselves every single game. Every derby, every time I think they've out-Everton themselves, they always find new ways to out-Everton themselves with some more. So, for example, Jadon Downs will probably just get the winner with an overhead kick from 35 yards. And just
hopefully Sir Z will still be alive to see it.
Yeah, exactly. That's where the out-Everton themselves come into it. But listen, mate, it's a game that Liverpool got to win, and the story. I actually like the Mach in the 6 because I do think if you're going to get 75% of the ball, I want my creative players having 75% of the ball and not me destroyers, and trust them enough that they can still do the job defensively on the counter-attack. They've only got really width, Everton. They haven't got a lot of pace down the centre midfield. So they've only got Harrison and McNeil really can provide a lot of width for them. James Garner's quite slow. As much as I like him as a player, I think he's a good player. He's quite slow, but tactically he's very good. And Calvert-Lewin, I don't know how fit he is. He wasn't fit this weekend to play. He's had injury issues all season. I don't know how long he can do. So this might be a game of being patient and winning the game late, because they might have to play. They might have to do a McNeil up front for 30 minutes towards the end, because I don't know if Calvert-Lewin can do 90. So interesting. But yeah, one of them in a derby day.
Yeah, I mean, that's the only concern, I think, right, Brian, is the fact that if things are not working well, especially up top, I think you have a lot of options in midfield. You can bring in Elliott. I guess Elliott will be the only person, I mean, unless you are bringing in Dance. Up top, is that a concern knowing the recent struggles?
I mean, I don't like the Szoboszlai, honestly, in the starting
Szoboszlai hate today, okay.
I mean, I really don't. I mean, I just don't. He hasn't really proved anything to me in the past couple of weeks. He's like as I constantly say, he forces the play every time. He doesn't sit back. He doesn't have patience. He doesn't think through the process of our midfield. I think Elliott does. I think that Elliott actually kind of gets us. So I would rather have Elliott in that spot. And the same thing with, I want a second right there about Gravenberch. I think Gravenberch had a great game this past weekend right there. So why exactly is he not playing? I mean, give these guys if these guys are actually in a good form, we'll play them. I mean, it's no sense not to. I mean, Jones should be on a bench. I honestly, I think that that should be the thing. That's just my opinion. Right there, I know we're running Endo too much in the ground right there. I would rather have Endo in that 6th spot, but Maka will have to do right there because he's the only other thing that we got to put in that spot. But these games, these derby matches, man, they're gruelers. You don't know what you get. I mean, I mean, they could be. This could be a red card in the making for somebody out there, and sometimes Jones kind of gets a little bit of a hot hit on him right there, especially a local lad. It's like, you just don't know what you're going to get on there. But hopefully this will be Kanate's run of games that he could play instead of him stopping and starting his entire Liverpool career that he's done. But I think we still have enough to go there and to overpower them.
Sparky says need battlers on the pitch, not weak Dutch players. Just wait till you get a Dutch manager, Sparky. You're just gonna love it.
Wait till you find out who Virgil van Dijk and what country he's from.
Exactly.
Yeah, check his passport. But yeah, is it just a matter of rotation, though, John? Ultimately, like your boy, I figured. I'm shocked that you did not open with like a Gravenberch, serenade or something like that. But is it just a matter of rotation? These guys, both Elliott and Gravenberch, for guys who don't start regularly, played a ton of minutes just 3 days ago. So is it just a matter of rotation? And more than likely, you will see them maybe after 60, 70 or something like that.
Yeah, it's kind of what the lineup against Fulham pretty much showed it. Like Klopp pretty much showed his hand with the lineup against Fulham, how he's going to be approaching it. And let's be real, Fulham away, Everton away, and then West Ham away on the weekend is a pretty serious. Yeah, it's an awful stretch of games. So you have to find something from your bench. And listen, with Fulham, they delivered. Now it's time for the supposed main guys to step up to the plate and deliver us another result. Because as everyone knows, anything but a win here is possibly the nail in the coffin. So. Listen, our squad that we've done well to cope without the squad depth, and now that it's finally starting to come back a little bit, with the exception of Jota, it's great, right? So listen, it's as Kazi made a good point about it still being Everton. Like we're head over heels above them talent wise. It should be. an easy 3 points for us. Keyword should be, but then you'll never know. As the 2 games against Man United showed, no matter how big the gap is between these two teams, that's just immaterial when the whistle blows. So still a bit nervous.
Liverpool have won, guys. 2 derbies at Goodison Park out of 11.
There you go.
We've drawn 9.
Yeah,
I mean,
there you go.
The problem is getting drawn. The problem is getting drawn into their match. I mean, getting drawn into their game, and that's what happens. And you go right down the dyers with them.
So as much as I like, exactly. So as much as I don't like the team, I'm trying to think what the manager's thinking. He's only attacking Subby, I all agree, is Elliot. And he's been great from the bench. So why start him? Because I need an option from the bench. I need something that could come on and change it if it's tight. Because let's get it right. If you've had 9 draws out of 11, you need someone to come in and try and open it up if it's going to another draw. Do you know what I mean? And that's what Elliot does. So as much as I want Gravenberch over Szoboszlai, I know Szoboszlai's physicality and his work rate can help him in midfield, especially if Everton aren't going to create much. His work rate of pinning them back can help you. So it's just, I think we need to respect Everton as much as they are garbage, and I love to laugh at them more than anyone. We also need to respect them at Goodison Park because Liverpool haven't got great results there. They have the 1-0 Mane and the 4-1 a couple of years ago when Jota scored late.
Yeah.
So there are only 2 wins there, guys, and I think it works out that Jurgen Klopp's it's up there with the Etihad and Old Trafford as worst win percentage in the Premier League, and he's been there for 9 years. So we need to still go out and show Everton respect as much as, you know what I mean? And I agree with John. I think the manager did show his hand a bit. He's rested players to get them back in for now. So let's see what happens.
And that's why I don't like your, long drawn draw thing, because that's when we get sucked into their game. I think because every minute that it goes 0-0 is like kind of turns the game into Everton's favor. I mean, there's a lot of like Szoboszlai love, hates, and actually Jones on Instagram too. We're always gonna get this right. I think that's the good thing about death, though, is nobody. I think in the past it was our ideal starting 11. We were all on the same page of starting 11. We are not anymore, and obviously form comes into play and stuff like that too. Sergi, since you love Szoboszlai so much in the lineup, doesn't it also help though that you do have somebody who can actually have a threat of taking a shot against a defense that's just gonna park in the in the penalty box and just wait for crosses?
No. Like,
damn it!
When he had Ronaldo, right, I admit, he'll just get on my nerves so much. I think, what's he doing? But when he left, realized I actually missed him. When Jones was injured, we missed him. But Szoboszlai, no one misses him. No one misses him.
Spider misses him. See,
we can go the game without him and just play with 10 men. Right, seriously, like he doesn't. And I really want him to work out. It's like Kazi said. It's not that I'm not getting any joy from him being crap. It's 70 million on a player we thought was going to be really good, and he's shown it. I just don't know what he does, and I'd rather to stamp our foot down. I'm gutted that Ashley Young's not playing. We could have got on the left and just beat the shit out of him. Like I don't know.
It's really annoying though. Like when Szoboszlai gets that a little bit of space and drives the ball forward, there's a 99.9% chance that he shoots. Like, dude, that's not the only thing you can do.
He passes without looking up. Like,
right?
He
hasn't seen a shot that he hasn't liked. But Brian, at the same time, you do need a couple of those players. I mean, that's something that good old Ox used to bring, for example, right? Like driving from the midfield and have the threat of shooting. Even if, at least Ox didn't take every shot that he sees. But isn't it good to have a player like that in midfield that can take advantage of a defense sitting back and constantly like parking there? And then not to mention having Mac behind him where, it's a more creative force coming from defense and midfield.
But what's the point? He's going to shoot 30 feet above the goal every time. I mean,
man, I'm trying, man. Dom, I'm trying, bro.
I mean, that's all I can really say right there. I mean, what's the point right there? I mean, yeah, I love the directness over there, but again, forcing play. I mean, the forcing play thing annoys me. I mean, he doesn't go out there and actually look up and actually try to create. He tries to take everything on his shoulders and tries to run with it instead of actually looking around. It's enough.
I mean, okay.
Kazi, for the love of Szoboszlai.
I'm not listening. I would have started Gravenberch. I'm not saying, but he's in a bad moment. He's in a bad moment, and that's fine for football players to be in a bad moment. The problem is for us that we've got 5 games to go in a title race, and the lad's in a bad moment, and I understand that as well. So I get both sides here, but there's a part where this could come back to bite it on the arse next year, and he's Liverpool's best midfielder because we've seen enough out of him to know that there's a talent there. Do you know what I mean? So we have to just, and again, what options does the manager have? Cody Gakpo is meant to be probably starting on the wing, wasn't he? And then, of course, he's not getting a start now. So the manager might have made changes later on as well. Elliott might have been starting midfield. Then so went to Harvey. Gakpo's out. I want to start Diaz. I need a fucking attacking sub. So all these things are all options we just don't know about. I just think there is an ability there. There is a player there. So, again, but it comes down to, like, this game's just different. It's just a different game. You do need to keep a cool head. You do need to be patient at times. Listen, if Liverpool score in the first 5-10, then we can open them up and who knows what can happen.
Yeah.
But let's get it right. Sean Dyche should take being 1-0 down on the 85th.
Yes.
So we all need to be patient. Yeah. We all need to relax. And it's going to be a frustrating little game for you. Do you know what I mean? I've been in these derbies many times. It's fucking frustrating. They are horrible, horrible grueler games. Do you know what I mean? So we need to be patient and relax. Szoboszlai will annoy you today. Darwin Núñez is going to fucking destroy my house today. Right? But there's a part, though, where eventually it has to be Liverpool will create 4 or 5 really good chances in this game. They will do that. It depends if they take them or not.
Yes.
That's the difference. Liverpool have to take one. You know what I mean? But I don't anticipate Everton scoring 2. That's the thing. I don't anticipate. If Everton score 2, Liverpool have big issues. So Liverpool, as long as Liverpool score 2 or 3 goals, Liverpool will win the game. Do you know what I mean? So let's just relax, take it easy. I'm even saying that on Derby Day, guys. You know what I mean? Let's get behind the lads here and let's see what they can do for us.
I mean, you look at the bench over there, and I realize, we're talking about Gravenberch, Elliott, and stuff like that, but it goes back to what you were saying, John. Goes back to, what we did against Fulham. You have to have some rotation. So there's no way. If he played Elliott and Gravenberch, people are gonna be like, well, he's visibly tired and stuff like that. So you have to trust your squad, and I think that's what he has done. And we've seen, I mean, Jones was our best midfielder, despite what Saidu says, like the first half of the season, right? Yeah. I mean, we were all in like agreement to that. Well, except Saidu. But, aside from that, Szoboszlai, the way he started, everybody was like really big on him and stuff. So we've seen the potential. So in some ways, John, you got to kind of like roll with these guys can do it.
Right.
And kind of like, Kazi says, you have Jones who knows this game. I think that's a huge thing. He knows this game, as long as he doesn't try the curler that he had back in the day. But he knows this game. He knows how to play in these games. And you have Szoboszlai, you're bringing in like captain of his national team. He has experience to play in big games. You just kind of have to trust the squad.
Yeah. And, as much as I've joined, Sergi and Brian here with clowning Szoboszlai, I wouldn't be surprised if he scores 2 bangers today. Like from absolutely top corner. He's got that in him. He's just going through a bad patch. And it would be hypocritical of me to get on Szoboszlai's ass after I've defended Gravenberch over the last 6 months. So listen, like it's a tough patch for him. But then, at the end of the day, as Kazi likes to say, these are all our guys. Right. Yeah. We want them to succeed. We might have our favorites. We might like some guys, above others. But then if they all succeed, it's better for the team. So listen, as bad as Szoboszlai has played, this is another opportunity for him to show everyone how good he is. And again, like I said, if he scores 2 bangers today, then it is what it is. He's really that good. He's got that in him. And totally understand why Klopp put him out there. Let me just bring it up, guys. Over under on Darwin Núñez offsides today.
Oh, I was about to ask that. Good call.
Yeah, I'd say probably around 3.
I mean, they sit so far back.
That's what I'm saying.
Have to try to be offside.
Just because of the formation, I'm going 3. Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah.
Here, let me ask you guys this though, like Sergi, and I know we're gonna go around and do the predictions before we leave, but is it almost, with this front 3 struggling, right? Is it almost a slight blessing in disguise for them to kind of calm their nerves a bit more, knowing they're not going to be yanked? They don't have to look over their shoulder and they have to go out their game. Is that a plus? I mean, we don't see it as a plus, but do you think it's a plus for players to know, hey, I have time, so maybe we don't rush things like we normally do?
Maybe. I mean, maybe. Listen, it's going to be frustrating today again for the players as well, because they're going to have to be patient. And again, Szoboszlai will annoy you because he will take 2 or 3 shots from 30 yards out because they will have their men basically just camped in.
Sorry about that.
Do you know what I mean? So if they're going to be just camped in, he's going to pick up the ball 35 yards out and have loads of space. But he's going to have to keep working and keep the possession. Now, going back to your point in terms of this, I don't think it is that much as such that they can remain patient, and they're going to have to anyway because they're professional footballers. But the part is that they have to trust the opportunities that they're trying to create, because the opportunities will come. Say it all the time against the Palace game. The second half was fantastic.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So I just feel like, and the opportunities came, and we remained patient a little bit towards the end of the second half at least. So this time here, we're in a moment where Liverpool have to win the game, but I know what this ground can do to this fucking team. I've seen the best teams go there and draw 0-0.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I've seen the best teams in my lifetime go there and draw 0-0. So it's going to be such a tough game, guys. It really is. And again, I make the jokes at the 12-0. It's never going to, Everton are not going to let that happen. If Liverpool go 4-0 up, the fans will be on the pitch. The fucking team will finish the game. Trust me.
They can make him wall in the goal.
The ground will be on fire for the 70th minute around it. It'll be like an inferno match in the wrestling, where the rings surrounded by fire and they're just having a big game of footy in the middle. You know what I mean? So I just need to, remain patient. The lads need to remain patient, and the chances will come.
Okay, let's do some predictions. Ryan is going with the 2-0. I'm still sticking with that as well. I think it's a painful one, but it's a 2-0 at the end. Yeah, I don't see a Shandush team opening up until it's maybe 2 is when they might think about coming out. Otherwise, if it's 1-0, he's still going to wait till 75th minute before he opens things up. So it's not one of those games where we get an early goal and things are going to open up for us. But, of course, early goal will go a long way. Let's go around. John, shoot me your prediction.
I'm going with a 2-0 as well. We just need this clean sheet, please. And for Konate coming back, when he's come in, he hasn't looked as good, so this will help his confidence massively. So it's a 2-0 for me. I think Gravenberch scores off the bench. And 3 offsides for Darwin, to answer my thing a while ago. Yeah.
Thursday, is it going to be 2-0 with the Szoboszlai hat trick? What do you have?
I got 3-2.
3-2.
2 on goal from Everton. Salah penalty, hits the crossbar, bounces up Macca.
I hope there is some medication back there that will help your nerves too, man. Brian, what do you have?
Tabusha's special for me. We can't keep clean sheets. We don't even know how to. So Tabusha's special for me.
Mm-hmm.
Kazi.
Oh no. I hate this game so fucking much.
I can tell. Normally you bring Kazi over here. He's like Mr. Positive. He's like, let's come on, get with the line.
I think Liverpool win the game.
I can sense the nerves from over here.
Oh, yeah. Oh, because it's good to some mark. Yeah, of course it is. Like, I'll say 2-1 Liverpool win late. I just think we can outwork.
It's going to be glorious, though.
But I just feel like...
I hate it.
And we can get at these Godfrey playing fullback and stuff like that. There's chances for Liverpool here. But listen, if all Liverpool have to do is win the game, and I don't care how, just win the game and put the pressure back on. Oh, fuck me, man.
Well, I'll give everybody a couple of minutes to go get some oxygen or whatever you need for the game. We'll be here right after the post-match, hopefully talking about a win. Everybody will be more relaxed. We'll be raving about how great Szoboszlai did and Nunez was never offside, all that good stuff. So, let's hope for that, and we'll see you guys in post-match. Up the Reds. Let's go get these guys.
Okay.